There are moments in life when words fail us. Moments when the heart feels heavier than the body. When the soul whispers questions the mind cannot answer. Since the dawn of civilization, humanity has turned not only to prayer, not only to silence, but to stones. Born in darkness, shaped by pressure, and polished by time, gemstones have long been believed to carry memories of the earth itself. Tonight we do not speak of wealth or ornament. We speak of healing, of balance, of the quiet power hidden in crystal veins. If you believe energy flows beyond what the eyes can see, or if you are simply curious enough to listen, this journey is for you. Before we begin, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, so this quiet knowledge may continue to reach those who need it. Now, let us descend from number 10 to the one stone believed to touch the soul itself. Ranked 10th, Tiger's Eye, the stone of inner courage. Tiger's Eye is not a stone that comforts you in silence. It watches, it waits, and it awakens. Its surface carries the illusion of movement, bands of gold, bronze, and deep brown flowing like light trapped beneath stone. Long before it became an object of adornment, Tiger's Eye was worn by warriors, travelers, and guardians, not as a symbol of aggression, but as a reminder of something far more intimate: self-command. Spiritually, Tiger's Eye is known as a stone of grounding and inner courage. It does not remove fear. Instead, it teaches the soul how to stand firmly in its presence. Where anxiety scatters the mind and doubt erodes confidence, Tiger's Eye gathers energy inward, anchoring thought and emotion to the present moment. Many spiritual traditions believe this stone strengthens the connection between instinct and reason. It sharpens perception without clouding judgment, allowing one to act not from panic, but from awareness. In times of uncertainty, Tiger's Eye does not promise victory. It offers clarity. Those who work with Tiger's Eye often describe a subtle but steady transformation. Decisions become firmer. Emotional reactions soften into deliberate responses. The chaos of external pressure loses its grip, replaced by a quiet sense of internal authority. This is the stone for those who feel pulled in too many directions, for those who carry responsibility like armor, for those who must remain strong, not loudly but consistently. Tiger's Eye reminds us of an ancient truth. Courage is not a moment of bravery. It is a state of balance maintained day after day when the world expects you to falter and you choose not to. Ranked 9th, Amethyst, the guardian of the mind. Amethyst is a stone born not of noise but of stillness. Its violet depths hold the fragile moment between day and night when thought softens and the world exhales. Unlike stones of strength or fire, amethyst does not push outward. It draws inward, guiding the mind toward quiet understanding. For centuries, amethyst has been associated with monks, healers, and seekers, those who believe the mind, left untended, could become its own burden. Spiritually, this stone has long been regarded as a guardian of consciousness, protecting against excess thought, emotional turbulence, and inner unrest. Amethyst is believed to calm the storms of the mind. Where anxiety spirals and thoughts multiply, this stone invites slowness. It does not silence the mind by force. Instead, it teaches it how to rest. Like a gentle hand placed on racing thoughts, amethyst offers permission to pause, to breathe, to exist without explanation. Those who meditate with amethyst often describe a sense of spaciousness. Thoughts still arise, but they pass without attachment. Emotions surface, yet no longer demand immediate reaction. In this softened awareness, clarity appears, not as revelation, but as quiet recognition. Spiritually, amethyst is also believed to heighten intuition. When mental noise fades, inner wisdom becomes audible. Insight arrives gently, and one learns to trust the subtle voice beneath conscious thought. This is the stone for restless minds, for nights filled with worry, for those seeking answers but overwhelmed by questions. Amethyst does not offer escape from reality. It offers sanctuary within it, reminding us that healing sometimes begins when the mind learns it is safe to be still. Ranked 8th, Black Tourmaline, the silent shield. Black tourmaline does not shine, it absorbs. Its surface is dark and restrained, refusing to distract the eye. Within that darkness lies an ancient purpose: to protect without display, to endure without recognition. Spiritually, black tourmaline has long been revered as a guardian stone, not a healer that comforts, nor a guide that enlightens, but a shield that holds. It is believed to draw in negative energy, emotional residue, and unseen tension, grounding them into the earth where they lose their force. This is not a stone of transformation through softness. It transforms through containment. In a world saturated with noise, emotional, digital, spiritual, black tourmaline creates boundaries. It helps the soul distinguish between what belongs to it and what does not. Anxiety absorbed from others, exhaustion carried without consent, fears inherited rather than chosen. Those who work with black tourmaline often feel a quiet shift rather than immediate relief. The body feels heavier, yet steadier. Emotional reactions soften, not because the world has changed, but because its weight no longer penetrates as deeply. Spiritually, this stone is associated with grounding the root energy, the foundation of safety and trust. When that foundation is restored, calm returns not as optimism, but as stability. Black tourmaline does not promise peace. It promises protection, the kind that allows peace to grow naturally once the invasion has stopped. It teaches a simple spiritual truth. Not all healing begins with opening. Sometimes it begins when the soul learns how to close the door. Ranked 7th. Rose quartz. The language of the heart. Rose quartz does not arrive with force. It arrives with gentleness. Its soft pink hue reflects vulnerability rather than fire or shadow. The color of emotions felt deeply and spoken quietly. Among healing stones, rose quartz is often regarded not as a protector or guide, but as a listener. Spiritually, rose quartz is associated with the heart in all its forms. Love given freely, love withheld in fear, love lost, remembered, and sometimes denied. This stone is believed to move patiently through these layers, without judgment. Unlike stones that sharpen awareness or ground the body, rose quartz softens what has grown hard. Emotional wounds carried silently for years are said to surface gently in its presence, not to reopen pain, but to allow it to breathe. Those who meditate with rose quartz often describe emotional release rather than revelation, a heaviness lifting from the chest, a tenderness toward one's own past, tears that arrive without explanation, only relief. Spiritually, rose quartz teaches self-compassion. Before love can be offered outward, it must be accepted inward. This stone reminds the soul that worthiness does not require perfection, and healing does not demand forgetting, only forgiving. Rose quartz does not erase scars. It teaches the heart how to live with them, not as signs of weakness, but as proof of endurance. In its presence, love becomes quieter and more honest. And in that honesty, the heart begins to heal through acceptance. Rank 6th. Lapis Lazuli, the stone of inner truth. Lapis Lazuli does not ask you to feel. It asks you to understand. Its deep celestial blue speaks not of surface emotion, but of depth, like oceans that reveal nothing at a glance. Flecked with veins of gold, it resembles a night sky, as though truth itself were etched into stone. Since ancient times, lapis lazuli has been associated with wisdom and honesty. Kings wore it as a symbol of clarity, while scholars believed it bridged human thought and higher understanding. Spiritually, it has long been regarded as a stone of inner truth, the kind that emerges only when illusions are set aside. This is not a gentle stone. It does not soften reality. It reveals it. Those who work with lapis lazuli often experience moments of quiet but unsettling clarity. Illusions weaken. Patterns once ignored come into focus. Choices repeated unconsciously. Truths delayed for comfort. Healing begins not with reassurance, but with recognition. Spiritually, lapis lazuli is believed to strengthen communication, not only outward speech, but the inner dialogue between thought and emotion. When these fall out of alignment, confusion arises. When they reunite, understanding follows. This stone is for those disconnected from their own voice, for those who sense something is wrong, yet cannot name it, for those who have remained silent too long. Meditation with lapis lazuli is often described as calm yet alert. Insight arrives steadily, as truth remembered rather than discovered. Lapis Lazuli does not promise comfort, it offers clarity, and through clarity the soul regains direction, and healing becomes possible not because life is simpler, but because truth is no longer avoided. Ranked 5th, Clear Quartz, the amplifier of the soul. Clear quartz appears simple, almost invisible, as if it has nothing to say, and yet it listens deeply. Transparent and unassuming, clear quartz carries no color of its own. It reflects rather than declares, receives rather than imposes. In spiritual traditions, this absence is not weakness, it is potential. Like a still lake, its power emerges only when something moves within it. Clear quartz has long been known as the amplifier, not because it creates energy, but because it magnifies what already exists. Thought sharpens. Intention grows louder. Emotion becomes clearer. In its presence, there is no hiding, only revealing. Spiritually, this stone is believed to align and balance energy. It does not choose a path for the soul. It strengthens the one already taken. This is why clear quartz is both revered and approached with care. It will not resolve confusion, it will illuminate it. Those who meditate with clear quartz often describe heightened awareness. The mind becomes focused, yet exposed. There is a sense of being seen, not by the world, but by oneself. Healing begins through recognition. Clear quartz teaches a quiet truth. Purity is not emptiness, but focus. When intention is clear, this stone becomes a powerful ally. When intention is scattered, it mirrors that scattering faithfully. It does not judge. It reflects. Clear quartz does not promise transformation on its own. It offers amplification, and with amplification comes responsibility. In its presence, the soul learns that healing is not about becoming something new, but about seeing clearly what has always been there. Ranked 4th, Citrine, the light of renewal. Citrine carries light within it, not the sharp brilliance of noon, but the steady warmth of early morning. A light that does not demand, only invites. Its golden hue seems to remember the sun long after it has set, as if warmth itself has been preserved inside stone. Among healing crystals, citrine stands apart. Where others turn inward, citrine moves outward. Where others ask for reflection, it encourages motion. Spiritually, citrine is associated with renewal, vitality, and the rebuilding of inner strength. It is believed to dissolve stagnant energy, the heaviness that gathers when hope has been delayed too long. In its presence, the soul is gently reminded that prolonged stillness can quietly become stagnation. Citrine does not deny darkness, it outgrows it. Those who work with citrine often describe a return of momentum. The mind feels lighter. Old doubts loosen their grip, not because they are defeated, but because they no longer feel convincing. Energy begins to flow where it once lingered. Spiritually, citrine is said to awaken the will, the part of the self that chooses to rise again after disappointment. It is linked to personal power, not as control, but as confidence rooted in self-trust. This is the stone for those emerging from emotional fatigue, for those who have rested long enough and now feel ready to begin again. Citrine teaches a quiet truth. Healing is not always about slowing down. Sometimes it is about remembering how to move toward the light. Ranked 3rd, Moonstone, the keeper of cycles. Moonstone never feels completely still. Even in silence, it seems to move. Its surface glows with shifting light, silver, blue, and shadow, never fully revealing itself. Like the moon it is named after, this stone changes with perspective, reminding us that nothing within the human spirit is fixed. Everything flows. Everything returns. Spiritually, Moonstone is associated with cycles of time, emotion, and becoming. It is believed to carry the energy of transition, guiding the soul through moments of change when certainty fades and direction feels unclear. Where logic seeks stability, Moonstone honors movement. This stone is deeply connected to intuition, not sudden revelation, but quiet knowing. Moonstone teaches trust in what cannot yet be explained, encouraging the soul to listen beneath thought, fear, and expectation. Those who work with Moonstone often experience heightened emotional awareness. Feelings rise gently, not to overwhelm, but to be acknowledged. Suppressed emotions surface like tides responding to lunar pull. Healing unfolds not through control, but through allowing. Moonstone is also linked to feminine energy, not as gender, but as principle, receptivity, inner wisdom, and emotional intelligence. It reminds us that strength does not always move forward. Sometimes it circles, sometimes it rests. This is the stone for those in transition, for those releasing old identities, for those standing between who they were and who they are becoming. Moonstone teaches a simple yet profound truth. Healing is not linear. Sometimes progress is return, sometimes it is pause. By honoring cycles rather than resisting them, the soul finds balance, and change no longer feels like loss, but a natural step toward wholeness. Ranked second, Labradorite, the Awakener. Labradorite does not reveal itself all at once. It waits. At first glance, it appears quiet, almost ordinary, but when light strikes at the right angle, hidden color ignites. Blue, green, gold, flashes of fire beneath shadow. It reminds us that truth often lives below the surface, visible only when awareness aligns. Spiritually, Labradorite has long been regarded as a stone of awakening. Not a sudden revelation, but a gradual unfolding. The realization that reality is wider and deeper than once believed. It is said to stir dormant intuition, reactivating parts of the self silenced by habit and doubt. This stone transforms through awareness. Labradorite does not change the world around you. It changes how you see it. Patterns emerge, connections become clear. What once felt random begins to form meaning. Those who meditate with Labradorite often describe heightened sensitivity, not as weakness, but as clarity. Energy sharpens, boundaries strengthen. One becomes aware not only of inner thoughts, but of external influences and subtle pressures. Spiritually, Labradorite is believed to protect the aura during growth. Awakening is not always gentle. As perception expands, the soul becomes more receptive and more exposed. Labradorite allows exploration without fragmentation. This is the stone for those on the edge of change, for those who sense there is more to themselves than what has already been lived. Labradorite teaches that mystery is not fear, it is invitation. Awakening, it reminds us, is not about becoming someone new, but about remembering what was always there, waiting beneath the surface for the light to arrive. In first place, Black Obsidian, the mirror of the soul. Black Obsidian does not comfort, it confronts. Born from fire and sudden stillness, this volcanic glass reflects not light, but truth. When you look into Black Obsidian, you do not see what you hope to be, you see what you are. Spiritually, Black Obsidian is revered as a stone of deep inner work. It is not meant for ease, but for readiness. Where other stones soothe or guide, Black Obsidian reveals, and revelation is rarely gentle. This stone is believed to bring hidden emotions to the surface. Fears buried beneath habit, memories sealed away for survival, patterns repeated without awareness. It does not create these shadows. It exposes them, offering the soul a choice, to turn away or to heal at the root. Those who work with Black Obsidian often experience stark clarity. Defenses weaken, self-deception dissolves. One stands alone before oneself, without distraction or excuse. The process can feel uncomfortable, yet freeing. Spiritually, Black Obsidian is tied to shadow work, the act of acknowledging what has been denied or feared. It teaches that wholeness comes not from purity alone, but from integration. This is the stone for those ready to be honest. For those who know avoidance has ended, Black Obsidian does not promise relief. It promises release. Release from patterns that no longer serve. Release from identities shaped by fear. In its presence, the soul learns a final truth. Transformation is not becoming someone new, but having the courage to face everything you already are and remain present. And from that courage, healing begins. Healing is not a destination. It is a process, quiet, personal, and often unseen. The stones we have spoken of today are not miracles, and they are not replacements for your own strength. They are reminders that the earth remembers transformation, That pressure can create beauty. That darkness can hold clarity. And that healing begins the moment we choose awareness over avoidance. Whether you carry a stone in your hand or simply carry its meaning in your heart, the journey remains yours. If this story resonated with you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so this quiet knowledge can continue to reach those who need it. Until next time, listen closely. The earth still speaks, and so does your soul.